Is watching basketball at 3 in the morning enough? No, of course not. So you always wanted to be part of the team. Your own basketball club. In your own backyard. What if I said you could? ENBL. 9 European countries, 15 pro teams, 60 games a season. The fastest growing basketball league in Europe. In the arena, on TV, or streaming live on your phone. Reach out to us and join the ENBL family. ENBL, right here in your backyard.
Serios Group Newcastle Eagles live in the ENBL.
Brought to you by
Serios Group and Newcastle International Airport.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Virtue Motors Arena for tonight's European North Basketball League game between the visitors from Belgium, Liege, and the hometown Serios Group Newcastle Eagles. Liege currently second in the standings with a 4-1 record. The Eagles with a 2-2 record. A game they were supposed to play last month against the Polish side Zastal was called off. On the same night when Liege beat Basket Brno of Czech. So the Belgians pretty much looking in pole position to qualify for the next round. The Eagles could really do with a win tonight to give them every chance, but even if the Eagles were to lose tonight, they've still got 2 further games left, which could get them through if they went to a 4-3 record. As ever, sitting alongside me on my right-hand side is my co-commentator, Dave Elderkin. Dave, your thoughts, please.
Yes, well, I think I'm taking first into consideration your analysis of the visitors. Clearly a strong team for this pool with a 4-1 record, and obviously a comprehensive win against the team that we hosted here pre-Christmas. You've also got to marry that up to the Eagles' current form, and obviously they're in a very difficult period having to manage an injury crisis. On Friday night we sat down and we saw 4 people not able to play. Any one of those 4 could potentially have been a starter, or at the very worst a 6th or 7th man. And to compound the problem, we've lost Larry Austin Jr., who's been a regular starter. So things at the moment, it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out.
It will indeed, Dave. And when you're doing your research for games like this, you can only really often go off the internet. And I did team lists for Liege, and that team looks as if it's changed quite a bit. I was expecting to see Angel Rodriguez, the Puerto Rican point guard. He doesn't look as if he's here tonight. Oliver Trefontaine, the new shooting guard who came in last month, he's on the bench, not suited up. So again, going to be lots of interesting changes. And I also believe that the Eagles have called up 3 players from Newcastle University tonight to make up their squad. So before we get into any further and before we get into rosters, we did get the pre-game thoughts of the Newcastle head coach, Mark Stool.
Mark, tough loss on Friday against Leicester. Obviously saw you go out of the trophy. How big of a disappointment was that, and how much of it about tonight is just bouncing back?
Yeah, we're disappointed, the group's been put together to compete for silverware. I think when you exhale and you understand, where our group's at physically, illness-wise, I think the effort that the players put in on Friday was nothing but positive. So, as the coach, I was really pleased and proud of the effort that we put in. guys playing when maybe they shouldn't have been playing, medically. So yeah, I was proud of the effort. Disappointed to not compete for silverware. We pivot and we try and make sure that we do a job tonight. I think this is our last game before we have 5-6 days off now before ENBL next week. So we want to compete. We understand the task tonight. Excited to get our group back healthy in the next 7 days.
Yeah, you mentioned illness there. Obviously, you've got quite a few senior absentees away from the squad. Overall, how healthy is the squad, and how does that affect your plans coming into these next few games?
Yeah, worse than Friday. I think, worse than Friday is where we're at. We've lost Larry tonight to sickness, which a couple of the guys had on Friday. So it's the way it goes. Been fortunate to utilise, a few of our academy players, from NBL 1. So, they'll get maybe some opportunity tonight. But again, that's not an excuse. It's part of the season. It's part of the ups and downs. It's just we have to find a different way to be competitive, to be successful. So yeah, hopefully we can do that this evening.
And for those academy guys who step in tonight, it's a massive opportunity for them. Are you fully confident that they'll rise to the task?
Yeah, I'm proud of all. I'm really proud. Sever Kande, he's been, part of the senior team for 3 years now, and he's going to get his first senior start in a meaningful game. So I'm really happy for him. It's his opportunity now. Hopefully he can take it. He shows us every day that he can. He's earned the guys' trust. So fingers crossed.
So focus back onto Europe tonight. Obviously 2-2 so far, competitive in all 4 games. How much have you and the players enjoyed the journey?
Yeah, we've loved the experience so far. I think it's aided our group. It's brought our group probably closer together. Playing against different teams with different heritage, like tonight. We play against teams who have opposing styles of play, so that's always interesting. It's good to test yourself. We want to make sure that we qualify for the playoffs. We have 3 games left. 3 wins would secure it. 2 wins, we have to wait on some other games. So yeah, it's exciting, but we're excited that we've got 3 games left, all still to play for, and hopefully we get to make the playoffs.
Opponents tonight in Liege, what do you expect from them, and how are you going to counter it?
Yeah, there's a couple of their personnel that I'm familiar with from the national team. Look, they're well organised. They run their sets well. They're a big physical team. I like our guard play. Going into the game against theirs. So I think that's going to be a key battle to look at. But we have to make sure that we match the physicality. We take care of the balls. We protect the paint, and hopefully, if we can attack them with good spacing and second and third side looks, I think we can get some advantages.
Mark, thanks very much. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
So there you have it, the thoughts of Mark Stootle before tonight's game. Obviously, one of the biggest things to talk about there is reflection on the team news. Dave, you already mentioned the 4 that were missing, and then you mentioned that Larry Austin Jr., he lost him today. Apparently he's come down with a very, very bad cold. He's not even in the building, I understand. So that's actually 5 players who could all start now. So he's gone with three lads from the university side have all moved up. Not 100% sure. I'm waiting for the rosters to come up. Here we go. So we've got Emmanuel Canway, Justin Hopkins and Theo Riley. Now they all play for your son at Team Newcastle, don't they?
They do, and I've seen a lot of them this year. So obviously Emmanuel Canway will help them defend the paint and pretty good on the boards. He's also got a reasonable back to the basket move. Theo O'Reilly, I believe, is a product of the Newcastle Eagles junior programme before he went on his travels. He's been playing a lot at point guard. Obviously, that's one thing where the Eagles don't. And Justin Hopkins, very, very, very quick player, very physical player. He'll help them to sort of play like a small forward role.
So it's good to have some little bit of inside information there, Dave, so thanks very much for that. And I think it's a really big opportunity for them, isn't it, as well, playing in a game of this stature?
Well, we've established that this is a more formidable opponent tonight than the Czech Republic team that came in November. And if you go back to last Friday night, which is the last time we saw the Eagles in action, despite the handicap of having those players, they really got off on the front foot at the start of that game. And then very smart time out by the Leicester coach, because he clearly was very unhappy. That completely changed the dynamic of that first quarter. And an amazing 20-point turnaround in Leicester's favour. And we certainly would hope that the Eagles will not succumb to that sort of pressure in the first quarter tonight.
We've just had the Belgian team up there for you. Interesting, the one person that is missing is number 13, Angel Rodriguez, who I mentioned before, who's actually leading the European North Basketball League in assists. It's 7 assists a game, and he also averages 6.5 assists domestically in Belgium as well. So he's a big part of their game, and he's missing tonight. Also, I do know that on the team list there, number 89, Olivier Trafontaines, is mentioned, but I believe he is not suited up and is sitting on the bench at the moment. One player who I'm really interested in seeing again, because he was here, played here in this very stadium for Belgium in the European Championship qualifiers against the Eagles, was number 24, Kevin Tumba, who is probably one of the best rebounders in Belgium. Very, very explosive at both ends of the floor. Interesting that with Rodriguez out, number 25, Anthony Cambo, has come into the side. He's been with Liege all season, but he hasn't played very much at all. But they've also changed things around quite a lot. Both with the Americans who have come in recently, which is Jamal Higgins and E.J. Anakosi, they are both fairly new as well, and they've only been playing about a month and a half, but both are putting up decent numbers as well.
Well, I'm trying to interpret that, so it sounds like the form they've shown in this league may not be a true indication of how they might play tonight. It's made so many changes, but, you know, knowing European basketball over the years, normally when they make switches at the Christmas period, which is fairly regular across the channel and in mainland Europe, they usually strengthens the team, in my experience.
Yeah, one of the guys who they left out, Avalon John, was actually averaging quite well. I mean, even when you look at them domestically, I suppose they've got a 9-6 record in the Belgian league, and they're sitting in 7th place, and it's the top 8 who normally qualify for because it's a very unusual league, isn't it? Because they have a Belgian league and the Dutch play in their league, and then they come together at the end of the season and do playoffs between the two, and then they have one overall champion. It's always been a very big league, the Belgian league, and always been a league that's had a lot of money in it as well. Yeah,
I mean, if you trace the history of this club back to the days when it was Sunderland, one of the strongest opponents we played was Sun'Air Ostend, who were the leading Belgium team at that time, and a very, very good team. They gave us hard games both home and away, and had 2 really good quality non-national players.
So I'm waiting for the starting 5s. Just going to see if I can find that. But I do know that there's going to be, I've been informed that there's going to be a bit of a surprise in the Eagles starting 5. I do believe that Sauvé Candy is actually going to start tonight, which is a huge opportunity for the young man who's been with the club for about 3 seasons now, limited minutes. But we'll just see if we can get this up and see. Just check on this.
Well, if Candy is starting, he isn't without minutes this year. He hasn't had many for the Eagles, but he has played for the Newcastle team that plays in NBL Division 1. And of course he did play recently against the London Lions. He came on, Lions didn't honour him at all, just stood off him, and he banged a 3 which woke the Lions up in that game.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to seeing what Sauvé can do, getting a start tonight. That'll be very interesting indeed. Just go and have a look, and I think I can get the starting 5s for you. Yep, starting 5s and 4. Let's start with the visitors then. They start with number 3, E.J. Anoski, number 4, Jamal Higgins, the captain, number 6, Brioche Lemaire, number 9, Bram Bogarts, and number 24, Kevin Tumba. For the Eagles, it's number 0, Ricky McGill, number 6, Sauvé Kande, number 11, Jordan Johnson, number 13 and captain Darius Defoe, and number 55, Taj Green.
Well, Kande is in very good company there in terms of making his debut, and I'm pretty sure that he certainly will give his all defensively, and he'll have a very, very good idea of the patterns of play that the Eagles run in offense. So this is not like a stranger coming in and stepping in at the last minute.
And you look at the the Liege side, obviously they've got some people on the bench, Noteman and Cambo in particular, two youngsters on the bench, Duchesne and Kouassi. Probably not the side that they were hoping to put out, but it's still a very strong side. And of course, as Dave's already alluded to and we've mentioned a few times, Eagles really, they've got some big games coming up as well. In a week or so's time, they've got to play London, and then they play away at Cheshire, and then they've got the Caledonia Gladiators. They'll really be hoping to get some bodies back for those games.
Yeah, and prior to those games, they've also got to go into mainland Europe next week and play a game there, which is not going to be an easy task for them. But fingers crossed, I think we are getting to the stage. I hear good news about Will Neighbour potentially being ready to make a return. I think Larry Austin's situation is nothing to do with an injury, it's purely to do with a bug he's got. So he hopefully will be ready. And so my understanding is I think they've got 10 days, haven't they, before they play London, with just that one game abroad.
Yeah, but they play that game away at Keeler, and then they come back and play the Lions 2 days later. But so we'll see that. So the ball is up, and it's Taj Green who wins the tip, and he gets the ball into the hands of Jordan Johnson, Eagles' first offence of the game. Here's Green giving it back to Ricky McGill. Green going for the alley-oop, a nice pass from Ricky McGill, and Taj Green lays it home, and it's 2-0 to the Eagles.
Well, that's one of the oldest plays in the playbook. That back screen for the guy who just made the handoff pass on the opposite wing, executed perfectly, and what a good finish from Taj Green.
Jordan Johnson almost stole the ball at the other end of Lemaire, but he manages to keep it going, and it's Bogarts for three is too much, and there's the first rebound of probably what's going to be many tonight from Kevin Tumba on the offensive ball glass.
Well, you've mentioned his offensive production in terms of offensive rebounding when Belgium came to play Great Britain last year, so he's a person they really have to box out and keep off the boards.
Lemaire with the running hook is good to level the game up.
Oh, that's a very, very, very difficult shot to defend. There is no way. I mean, unless the help had moved in much quicker, there was no way to stop that left-hand hook shot.
Johnson thought about the three, now takes the three. It's off the front of the end. Tumba takes the rebound.
Our visitors are going to learn very, very quickly that there's a very serious threat beyond the three-point line here from McGill and Johnson.
Lovely pass by Anuski inside, and Tumba puts it home for two. Belgian Liege in the front. Johnson to McGill. McGill shakes and bakes. Oh, what a great pass from McGill to Defoe, and Defoe lays it in for two. Excellent pass from Ricky McGill.
It was an excellent pass. It was also a very, very smart curl cut from Darius Defoe, and they're very, very fortunate the defence went completely missing.
Tumba to Lemaire as Liege look to respond. Lemaire kicks it out. Bogart shoots another three. This one's off as well. Tumba. And the foul is on Darius Defoe. A hold, according to referee MacDonald.
I think when you're this short-handed, particularly when you're missing Spencer, Whitfield and Neighbour, three guys who could make a good contribution in terms of taking care of the boards, what you don't want is Darius Defoe picking up early fouls, and he was really smart there. He just stood and allowed that contract to happen.
Travelling call by Kate Unsworth. Tumba underneath. I think Tumba must have 4 rebounds already there. Yeah, he played for Belgium here, as I said, pre-game.
I don't remember his exact stats, but I do remember talking non-stop about his ability to get to the offensive glass for rebounds.
Yeah. Taj Green looks as if he's just struggling a little bit there.
Well, the last thing the Eagles can afford is a further injury, not just in terms of this game, but in terms of where they're going to go in their season. They're looking, and fingers crossed, they're trying to be very positive and expecting guys to be coming back very quickly.
Yeah, they could get all 4 back almost as soon as, pretty much the same time. McGill goes for the three. Is good from 3-point range. No surprise, Ricky McGill.
If you're going to talk about shooters in the British Basketball League, these two guys, Johnson and McGill, have to be very high on your list of nominees.
Lemaire goes past Johnson, left-handed. Always a little bit of a He almost gets the rebound, but he's shot.
Well, he looks like a sort of a point guard who's got some pretty smart moves. That was a really good head fake and little skip past his defender, but his regular jump shot, fortunately for the Eagles, isn't as strong as his left-hand hook shot.
He's not necessarily known for his point production, but he is known for his defensive ability, so we'll keep an eye on that as well. Johnson to McGill from deep again. Ricky McGill, 3 points again.
Yeah, when these two are playing together and they have that sort of spacing, whoever's marking the one off the ball can't afford to step in and help out that much. He can't recover.
Those 2 threes have got Newcastle up by 6, 10-4. Nice cut to the basket by Anuski.
There's definitely a different off-ball rule to guarding Johnson and McGill than there is in most of the guards.
Oh, lovely pass again by McGill. And this time I think it's going to be a foul.
Well, McGill showing that he's not all about perimeter shooting. That was an excellent potential assist.
Foul was on Jamal Higgins.
It was also a very good cut. I mean, Taj Green was an absolute handful in those first few minutes of the game on Friday night, and that's really what the Eagles need right now. He was running the floor. He got that great trail and slam dunk, like a tomahawk one, wasn't it? Very early in the game.
Against Leicester on Friday in the Trophy Showdown game, which Leicester, unfortunately for the Eagle fan, Leicester did win reasonably comfortably in the end, but I think again we have to minimise that by the fact that Leicester had a full roster and the Eagles had 4 players missing. The Taj Green is perfect from the line, 2 for 2. 12-6 the Eagles lead, 6:30 to go in the first quarter. Nice pass by Lemaire into Higgins, and Higgins lays it in for 2. He looks a presence inside as well.
Yeah, he established his position, off-ball position, before the Eagles even worked out where he was.
Johnson to reply for Newcastle. He's going for 3 as well. That's a little bit too long.
You were talking about the defensive of this lefty here. That was really good defence.
He's kind of one of those blue-collar point guards, isn't he? You know, does a lot of work hard inside defensively. There's Chumber again with another rebound, offensive rebound and put back after Anuski missed the shot.
Well, it seems only seconds ago you were talking about a 6-point lead, and that's quickly being closed down just to 2.
It's Johnson to reply. Nice behind the back pass to Defoe from the elbow. Doesn't make it. Guess who took the rebound? Unbelievable start from Kevin Tumber. It's Lemaire. Lemaire doesn't kind of like, I think it's with Rodriguez out, that's why Lemaire's running the point tonight. Anuski can't get inside on good defense by Darius Defoe. Nice stand. Flick pass back by McGill. Oh, that's a great block by Higgins. Fantastic. He got out there to Taj Green, who can shoot the 3. We're going to have the first substitution, both sides. Sauvé Candy comes out and Malcolm Delpech comes in. Bram Bogarts goes out for Liege, and in comes Anthony Campbell.
Well, halfway through this first quarter, I'm quite impressed by Liege's defence. The one weakness I've seen that the Eagles can exploit is when these two guys, not Johnson and Green, when Johnson and
Higgins went
McGill have good spacing, they can't overhelp out.
Higgins tried to go coast to coast, but Darius Defoe did a great job at the rim again for the Eagles. Interesting fellow, the Liege coach, Alex Dampier, had a really good career at Yale University as a player, and then went to the NBA D-League as it was at the time, but then gave up the game pretty early and moved into coaching. Was a video coordinator at Utah Jazz and Phoenix Suns before becoming head of player development with the Detroit Pistons in 2019, and eventually promoted to assistant coach with the Detroit Pistons before this could be his first start as a head coach this season in Belgium. Darius Defoe from the corner doesn't make the 2, so he's got some pedigree, Dampier.
He's got a very good resume, and particularly also, I mean, he's an Ivy League student as well, so you would expect him to be a pretty smart guy.
Another substitution. Looks like it's Musa Norterman coming in for Jamal Higgins. Yes, well, that was because that was Higgins' second foul.
Well, that's useful from the Eagles' point of view because he was a constant threat in the paint.
Once again, Green at the line. Eagles leading 12-10. 4:24 to go. Green gets a 3 of 3 from the line. Yeah, Hagan very, very active, isn't he? One block, and then Kevin Tumbo with an excellent block, showing their size inside. Taj Green though, 4 of 4 from the line. There's Anuske. Back to Lemaire. Both trying to find Tumbo with the alley-oop, but not even Kevin Tumbo getting up there. What he should have done is probably hit the backboard, then he would have got the rebound. He's got 6 rebounds already, Dave.
Well, I think that indicates why we've made the substitution that we have, and we've got an extra body in there to help block up the paint and defend those glass, with Delpesh coming on early.
Kind of means that Taj Green's almost playing the 3, doesn't it, with Defoe and Delpesh on. McGill for 3 is way short, but that's hit Anuska. He knew nothing at all about it. Mark Stewart going crazy on the sidelines, and I think he's got a point there. I don't know if we can see that on a replay, but McGill's shot was well off, and it did seem to hit Anuska on the way out.
It did look for all the world that the Eagles should have been inbounding that ball, but that's a very uncharacteristic shot there from McGill. He's normally, even under pressure, he's way more accurate than that.
Campbell misses his 3 to the end. Oh, lovely pass by McGill, but Delpesh can't lay it in. Lemaire picks it up.
Yeah, and Tumba's defence there was a good asset to them because he made Delpesh. Delpesh is normally pretty accurate, with that hook shot, and pretty good at scoring around the basket, but this guy's a different proposition, isn't he, to many in the British Basketball League. Certainly got the ability to change shots.
Well, the one thing the Eagles aren't getting is the calls at both ends of the court, because that one looked as if it had gone out off a Belgian player, but it was given back to Belgium. Lemaire inbounded it to Tumba. McGill gets hands on it, and then brilliant from Rocky McGill. Fantastic from the... Oh, but what great hands by Lemaire again. Jordan Johnson, though, pops in the 3. Excellent bit of play there by the Eagles, but a great defensive play by Lemaire. And I think Alex Dampier wants to talk it over. And he's gone for a timeout with the Eagles leading. I think is it 14-10? Yeah.
Well, Dampier, I don't think he's got too much to talk about. I think he seems to have given a green light to any open shot at the end of transition. So that's something Coach Stutel's got to address. Not many teams take early shots as this team is doing. Secondly, he's obviously got good threats inside the paint, but the one thing I think he's going to instill in these players is the outside shooting ability of McGill and Johnson.
Yeah, when you look at it, I mean, it's obviously very, very early days, but that 3-pointer from Jordan Johnson obviously pushed the Eagles up by 7 to 17-10, so he wants to stop that. As you say, you look at the points, all 10 of Liege's points have come inside the paint, whereas the Eagles have only got 4 of their 17 points from inside the paint.
Yeah, I mean, as you look at the stats, what is their currently their 3-point percentage?
Liege's 3-point percentage, they had 0 of 3, and the Eagles are 3 of 8.
Yeah. They're not shy of putting them up. Those 3 shots were all taken very, very early in the offense, and none of them looked anything like going in.
So it's 17-10 with 3:11 to go. Jordan Johnson's 3-pointer was his first points of the game. Ricky McGill has 6 points. Taj Green has 6 points. Kevin Tumba has 4 points and 6 rebounds. So here's Lemaire again. He seems to be, I don't know whether he'll be coming off the court much tonight.
Well, obviously without Rodriguez.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Here's Noterman getting inside, doesn't make it. And Husky can't make it either, but well, at the moment it's very much the rebound and inside play.
I think you can count up to almost 4 offensive rebounds there. That's something Coach Tutel won't be happy about.
Jordan Johnson though drives to the basket in amongst the trees and lays it in for 2. Puts the lead back at 7, 2:26 to go in the first period. Great hands once again by Ricky McGill, knocked that away, and then Darius Defoe found him back, giving him it back, and he then found Jordan Johnson for another easy 2 points.
Well, 21-12 speaks for itself, doesn't it? I mean, what we had, that 7-0 run at the start of the game on Friday, then a complete dominance from Leicester Riders with a 20-point turnaround. Absolutely nothing like that is going to happen in this quarter. The Eagles are going to finish this quarter with a comfortable, potentially double-digit lead. So here's the first of the newcomers. This is Justin Hopkins.
Justin Hopkins goes off for Taj Green, who picked up that foul, I think.
Having a very good career so far for Newcastle, Team Newcastle in NBL Division 1.
Just been informed that Taj Green has actually gone straight off the court and to the locker room. So that's a bit of a worry for the Eagles. He did look as if he picked up an injury early on, but looked as if he played through that, but he's gone off to the locker room now. Musa Noterman makes both free throws. Jordan Johnson to tidy up for the Eagles. They're very aggressive defensively.
Yeah, really good switch there. Sometimes when you switch, it's passive. That was a really aggressive switch.
The left.
Guess who's taking the rebound?
Well, yeah.
You're going to be spending most of this first quarter break talking about his stats.
Well, I just think, if you look at his stats, he averages 8.8 points and 8.8 rebounds a game, right, in this league. And then domestically, he averages 9.7 points and 11.4 rebounds. So his rebounds outdoes his point scoring. Cambo's off. And offensive rebound by Kevin Tumba. He goes against Delpesh, turns round, hook shot is good. Quality play, and I think Mark Stoutel now, with the gap cut down to 4, has decided he will have a timeout with 1:21 to go and the score 21-17.
Well, I can't see what else Delpesh could have done in that particular play there. I thought Delpesh's defence was all you would expect from him. He bellied up to him. He made it difficult for him to turn and get an angle for his hook shot. In the end, it was just better offense than defense.
Taj Green is back from the locker room. He's sitting on the end of the bench, but he's got a towel over his head. And I wouldn't necessarily say he looks in distress, but he doesn't look very happy. I would say that much.
Well, I believe there was some story last week of the illness going through the Eagles camp, because on Thursday night when I tuned into Caledonia game, and obviously the London Lions general manager was the sort of colour commentator. He was predicting that the Eagles had a health issue, and obviously we know there had been an injury problem, but it sounds as well like there could be a bit of a bug going through the camp. Certainly Team Newcastle have had flu going through everybody.
Well, I think it's very difficult to meet anybody in the North East who hasn't had the flu bug at the moment, David. So 1:21 to go, 21-17. Stoutel obviously talking to his players, just aware that Liege have made a bit of a run here, coming back at them. Taj Green is back, and the camera focusing on him at the moment. He doesn't look a happy bunny, but we'll see whether that means he'll be coming back or not. I'm sure he's going to probably rest very much till the end of the quarter.
Yeah, I mean, it's just 2-3 minutes ago that we were talking about a potential double-digit lead at the end of this quarter. And that's suddenly they've really turned this game on its head.
Bogart's Gordon Johnson. Tumba and Defoe getting into it inside. Johnson outside to Defoe, who got the separation from Tumba, but he can't make the shot. Hopkins does really well. Excellent work there by Justin Hopkins. He managed to pick up the loose ball, then found his way to the basket, laid it in for 2, was fouled and would go for the extra 1.
Yeah, well, I said, didn't I, right at the start, one of his assets is quickness. That was quickness of thought and quickness of move.
Well, very unusual this, Dave. The second time out called by Dampier already with 58.8 left, which means, well,
at the moment, let's be honest, this game has no reflection on their 4-1 record against the Eagles 2-2. How easily they disposed of the Czech Republic team compared to the Eagles' performance against them. So he's obviously got concerns. Coach Stewart has used one of his timeouts as well. So basically between them, they've only got one timeout left and that quarter break, because unlike the British Basketball League, I don't think we'll be having a TV timeout tonight.
No, we certainly won't. And you just look at the for Liege, I mean, talking about Angel Rodriguez, as well as those 7 assists which leads the European North Basketball League, he also averages 11.3 points and shoots 60% from three-point range. So that's a big miss, isn't it, really? And Olivier Tresfontaines as well, who I mentioned before, he's averaging almost 13 points a game. So they've taken out nearly 25 points. But of course the Eagles, without Larry Austin Jr., as we mentioned as well, which is a blow. So it's all swings and roundabouts a little bit, isn't it?
Well, it is also a bit early to judge Cambo, but my feeling is that he's going to be a threat from the perimeter. I think he's the player who's been with them but not been playing.
That's right, yeah. Hopkins doesn't make the free throw. Bogart has taken over the point guard duties. Offensive block.
I mean, this has been a debate, hasn't it, among referees all season, is that apparently, from what I understand from some of the referees, they're a lot more lax on calling this moving screen on the pick and roll across the channel than they are here.
Well, it's been called at the other end now. I think it's on Malcolm Delpeche.
And interesting enough, it's been called by the Belgian referee.
That's right, yes, Mr. Gillis. So a foul at each end. The Eagles did score with Hopkins to make it 23-17. Darius Defoe gets a rest, and it's good to see Taj Green is back in the game. So whatever the ailment was, it's obviously been corrected very quickly.
Rushing to the dressing room is unlikely to be an injury. It would more likely rush to the physio who treats them courtside. So whatever it is, it's going to be an injury.
Norton drives to the basket. I think that's going to be a foul on Green on the floor. A hand check, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. A lot of people around saying that wasn't a foul, but I thought as he turned the corner you could see a clear hand come out from Taj Green on the hip of Norton.
Yeah, well, I was surprised actually that number 17 got past him, because Green is quick. He's got good lateral quickness.
Interesting that Joachim Kouassi's on for Liege. He's actually had more minutes in the European North Basketball League than he has in domestic competition. Norton is 2 from 2. Four points the gap.
Yeah, look how he's overplaying Green.
Into the last 10 seconds of the quarter. Ricky McGill looking for... Oh, what a bit of play that was from McGill. Out to Hopkins in the corner. Rims in and out, just couldn't make it. Norton was going to try the Hail Mary from his own end line. Sorry, his own charity stripe. But it was blocked by Taj Green. Whether that'll be recorded as a block, I don't know. But at the end of a very entertaining first 10 minutes, it's the Eagles who just hold sway at 23-19.
Well, that's probably a closer game than we predicted after 5 minutes. So the Eagles started off well on the front foot. They've recovered. They've worked themselves into the game. But I'm still fairly comfortable with the way the Eagles are playing at the moment.
Just a quick look at the stats. Point scoring first for the Eagles. Jordan Johnson has 7. Taj Green has 6. And Ricky McGill, those 2 big threes, has 6. Ricky McGill also has 4 assists. They're the standout stats for the Eagles. So here's some first quarter highlights we can have a look at. This is Johnson going to the basket there. Lovely move. We need to see more of that from Jordan Johnson. He has the big fella Tumba. And as you said, Delpeche did really well there, didn't he?
Yeah, really good footwork from the big guy there.
Hopkins with that too. There's Northam, that was the foul. You could just see Taj Green had his hand on this last bit of play. Excellent play by Ricky McGill, but unfortunately the 3 ball from Hopkins didn't go. So yeah, so just to continue those stats, just have a look at Liege's stats. Well, you said you knew what I was going to say. Leading their scorers is Musa Nortman with 7 points. He's also got 3 rebounds. Then we have Kevin Tumba with 6 points and 8 rebounds. So he's on course for a 32 rebound game.
Yeah, just to go back to those highlights we saw there, the one that stood out for me was the way Ricky McGill split that double attempt to double screen, double guard him. Really smart play, and really that split in the defense there deserved a better finish.
So we come back out for the second quarter. It's Bogart, Cambo, Higgins, Nortman and Kouassi for Liege. Johnson, Hopkins, Green, Delpeche, and I suspect Ricky McGill. If he can get past Will Neighbour on the bench, he does. Big smile on his face as he comes out. Always seems to play with a smile on his face. Ricky McGill really seems to enjoy this game. So Cambo starts us off. He gives it to Bogarts. Higgins looks like he's the target inside. Cambo from the free throw line knocks down 2 points, his first of the game. And it cuts it to a 2-point game. Here's McGill trying to work something with Green. Green goes the other side. McGill uses Delpeche as a screen, then tries the bounce pass inside. Kouassi got a hand on it. Bogart picked it up. Northam charges forward. Possibly should have laid it off to Higgins. Didn't. Went for the shot, missed it. And at the other end, Ricky McGill's off like lightning. Didn't make it, but good trailing by Malcolm Delpeche with the offensive rebound and put back. And then a miscommunication between Cambo and Bogart, and the ball goes straight out at the sideline for the Eagles.
Yeah, there's one thing that can't happen, Jeff, in this quarter, and that is that massive turnaround in the first quarter from the Leicester. Where the Eagles really, really suffered was getting back in transition defence. And that was an example there where McGill playing higher slowed down their transition defence completely and actually forced them into a turnover. So we want to see the Eagles doing exactly the same in getting back and defending their own basket. Oh, that's a careless pass.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of panic there by Martin Delpeche. There was only 3.6 seconds left on the clock as he threw that pass. Taj Green had no chance at all again.
No, he was trying a back cut that was never going to come off, and really needed Delpeche to put that shot up.
Liege have made another switch. Lemaire's come back on for Cambo, who was not too happy when he went to the bench. The youngster Kouassi, though, from the corner, knocks down the 3 ball, makes it a 1-point game. Jordan Johnson's going to attack the basket. That's a foul by Lemaire all day long. And Jordan Johnson knew it before he even released the shot, but he did release the shot, didn't go in, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, let's think about 2 things in Johnson's game. He's got the ability to knock down the 3 to leave him open. He's also got the ability to go by people and draw a foul and put himself on the line if he can't finish. He's probably taken more free throws than anybody in the British Basketball League.
Dave, that's a great stat, because you're absolutely correct. I couldn't tell you the exact stat, but you're absolutely 100% correct with that. I'm sure somebody somewhere will let, not necessarily us, know the stat, but it definitely has taken more free throws than anybody else so far this season. And he's good.
He is good from the 3-point line.
Yeah, he's a high 70% free throw shooter. And he puts the Eagles back up by 3, 27-24.
Justin Hopkins slowing down the guard play.
Higgins goes in hard. That's a block by Delpeche. Excellent defensive play by Malcolm Delpeche. And there's a great low pass by Jordan Johnson to Taj Green, and Taj Green lays it in. That's a really smart pass by Johnson.
Johnson's doing it all tonight, isn't he? He's knocking shots from outside. He's getting himself to the line. And then his heads up in transition and giving some good lead passes.
That was a nearly excellent pass. Lemaire uses Higgins on the pick and roll, and Higgins goes to the basket, but this time Delpeche fouls him as he goes to the basket.
I think that was a good foul by Delpeche, because there was only going to be one finish there. and that was either a simple layup or an almighty dunk. Good foul from Del Pech.
Good minutes there by Justin Hopkins in particular for the Eagles, and Malcolm Del Pech. They both take a break, and Sauvé Kandé and Darius Defoe back into the action.
I might want to rethink that because I've just noticed that's his third foul.
Yeah, Malcolm Del Pech, 3 fouls. That's one of the reasons he's gone to the bench.
So sometimes you've got to just be smart. You're on 2 fouls in the first half. You really want to get to halfway mark of the game with only 2 fouls if you can. 3 fouls is not a disaster, and that's something I haven't picked up on.
Yeah, Norton makes 1 or 2. Johnson, wow. So they Candy almost had a chance for the 3. Darius Defoe dropping it off. He's an electric, Johnson, isn't he, really? But he's blocked there by Norton.
Yeah. He tried to do it the hard way, though. He drew so many defenders around him. If we do get a chance to see that, you'll see he has some wide open shooters on the perimeter.
I think he was looking for a shooter, to be honest, but then found himself almost in front of the basket and thought, well, what'll I do? Johnson in the green, 4 seconds on the shot clock. Green kicks it back out. Johnson's going to shoot from way downtown. Taj Green almost...
That wasn't a shot, that was an assist.
Almost an assist, but I think that we just...
No, he had no choice. I mean,
yeah.
he didn't want to get caught out on the 24-second violation.
Taj Green almost tipped it in. 29-26. Lemaire brings it forward to Aduski. Lemaire, interestingly, seems to dribble with his right and shoot with his left. Great defense once again though by the Eagles. Taj Green going at the basket is no good though. Good stand by Higgins. Lemaire, Bogart's extra pass to Higgins. 4-2 is no good. But this good rebound there by Anushkai, and he's fouled in the act of shooting, and he will go to the line for 2.
Now the way Taj Green's walking to the halfway to the bench, do you think he's going to be subbed? Is he in foul trouble?
He's not in foul trouble, I don't think.
No, it's only his second.
Second foul. No sick at the line. Makes the first. And makes the second.
Yes, approaching the well, not quite at the halfway mark at the moment. Good spell at the moment from our visiting team from Belgium. They've fought themselves within a 1-point lead, fully deserved of that. I think the last phases of play have just shown the potential that this team has got.
Perfect from the line as well at the moment. Hopkins has come on for Green. Johnson, Defoe turnaround jump shot is no good. Candy almost got the rebound. Hopkins is back on as a sail. Lemaire here. Definitely two-handed player. Gives it to Bogart. Back to Lemaire. Looking for something inside. Kevin Tumba's come back on. He's spent low 5 feet by Lemaire. Tumba, that's probably a little bit out of his range. Comes back in and Ricky McGill picks it up and brings it away.
The Eagles will be happy to see him out there rather than him pounding the offensive glass.
And I think that's going to be a big foul. Excellent rebound by Justin Hopkins, and as he was in there, he was hit. Foul by Anuski. Campbell comes back in for Bogart.
Well, that substitution's not foul related because that was only his first foul he's picked up.
It was interesting, it was Cambo and Bogarts that, nice play by Johnson. He struck off Cambo there, but Noterman, he's been very impressive, Noterman, I think, since he's come on, doing a good job. He has Anuski at the other end, that's going to be a charge. Yep, it is a charge. As you said, Jordan Johnson doing it all, passing, driving to the basket, outside shooting, free throws, and now taking the charge.
This at the moment is a situation where both teams are stepping up their defence. You notice how much higher Liege picking up Johnson and McGill.
Now Lemaire's got the job with Johnson. Ricky McGill double shakes Cambo.
Yeah, Cambo's in particular. See how he's playing, almost face guarding McGill off the ball. He's made that mistake this time, and what's happened?
McGill's gone to the basket and makes the two.
Well, Campbell's looking at the referee, he's pleading his innocence, but at the end of the day, he went away from what he's been doing so well. He was really face guarding McGill to make sure there was no easy kick out to him. The moment he turned his head, McGill beat him to the basket.
He looks a fairly unhappy man, does Anthony Cambo at the moment.
I think he'd be more unhappy with his defence. I think that's just...
Inside the 10-second shot clock, Johnson just weaves his way down to the basket and once again draws the foul. Trying to see who the foul was on. I think it was on Kevin Tumba. Or was it on Lemay? Difficult to say it at the moment. Just waiting for the board to catch up. Meanwhile, it's Johnson who goes to the line.
I think that foul was called on Lemay.
Yeah, it was. So 3-on-2 for Belgium. Johnson once again makes another shot. Second one is off.
This is interesting. They're playing against a team that's second in the pool. At this point in time, they've got two players on who don't normally, well, one doesn't normally get many minutes and one has never even played before. So, you know, the Eagles have got to be happy with this 2-point lead with still 5 minutes to go in this quarter.
And that's an offensive foul by Lemaire, who's immediately substituted by Dambier because that's his third foul.
Yeah.
And he was the starting point guard, remember, with Rodriguez out, so that's a big foul with 5:17 to go in the first half. Which basically means that Liege are now on their third choice point guard. And he's going to have to mark Ricky McGill as well.
Yeah, and the other really important stat for the Eagles is that they're already in the penalty. But they're still...
Oh, McGill shakes and bakes outside, inside. Jordan Johnson settles it in, but doesn't... Oh, what a rebound. What a rebound by Justin Hopkins.
You know what? What was even better than his rebound?
His finish.
Was his pass out to Johnson.
Yeah.
Which completely changed the defensive setup.
Justin Hopkins showing he's got game, definitely.
Hopkins is very good in transition. Yes. He's got good Euro step skills if he gets out in transition in a one-on-one situation.
That was nice play by Anthony Cambo there. He found E.J. Anuski and he knocked down the three. So it's still only a 1-point game. Ricky McGill tries his best to go at the basket.
Don't think he was comfortable taking that, but I think he was trying to draw the foul.
Did well though to recover the ball for the Eagles and get it back to him. Jordan Johnson shakes and bakes, goes past Bogarts almost as if he's not there. Misses the shot, and guess who took the rebound?
We're not mentioning his name anymore. Just assume he's taking the rebounds.
Campbell from the corner.
Well,
great box up by Darius.
I had a feeling he was going to be a catch and shoot guy, and at the moment, luckily for the Eagles, he's not connecting.
Jordan Johnson is though. Triple from Johnson makes it 35-31. Eagles still just in front, just keeping us ahead in front.
And Hopkins is making it difficult
for Hogarth.
Yeah, for Hogarth to initiate the offense.
Hagen, that's a lovely pass. It's a lovely pass by Hagen. Hagen's inside to Tumba. Tumba was fouled by Ricky McGill. Will go at the line to shoot two. He's only a 47% free throw shooter, Kevin Tumba. Sovikandi comes back out. replaced by Taj Green. I can almost see a headline coming up from in social media, Dave. I'll tell you what I think in a minute. Kevin Tumba misses the first. If Justin Hopkins continues at this rate, there's going to be questions asked as to why he hasn't been added to the Eagles roster.
Well, that's simple. They've got the full complement of overseas players, and
absolutely.
Yeah.
Tumba misses them both. Did say it was only a 47% shooter. Shows why. Johnson, meanwhile, takes on the whole of the Liege defence and then brings it back out, tries to set something up. And it's a foul by Bogarts again. Hand check again. Bogarts really can't cope with the pace of Johnson.
No, I mean, in the circumstances, you're looking for an outcome from everything that you do. Where Johnson's getting an outcome at the moment is he's getting to the free throw line if he's not got an easy shot off.
His 5th and 6th visit.
And he must be at least an 80% free throw shooter.
I think it's, yeah, pretty much. He's definitely high 70s. He's made 4 of 5 so far tonight. Make that 5 or 6, up to 15 points personal.
Again, Hopkins really pressuring high against their point guard.
That's Bogarts who picked up his second foul before Higgins into Anuski. Anuski's hook is no good. Jordan Johnson this time doing the rebounding job, and he's off and running again. Feeds McGill for 3. That's just off. Taj Green gets a great hand on that though. And then the battle between Hopkins and Anuski. Oh, the foul's been called on Taj Green with a push. That'll be Taj Green's 3rd foul. And it's one of those fouls where, well, just looking at it there.
Having watched that, would be a very, very, very difficult call to make.
Well, it's one of those calls where, as commentators, we don't try and say which way it should have gone, but we heard the noise around the place and the fact that everybody seemed very, very surprised.
Okay, what we've got now is Theo O'Reilly coming in, plays for Northumbria in the Bucks League and Team Newcastle in NBL Division 1.
And as you say, he was a graduate of the Eagles Academy.
Yeah. Almost got an interception there.
There's Bogarts for 3, is good.
Well, they desperately needed that because their returns from early shooting in transition and their returns from the perimeter have not been the best so far in this half.
Yeah, it's interesting you should say that, Tim, because I'm looking at the score and it's only a 3-point game, and yet it feels as if the Eagles have been more in control of this game. McGill can't get to the basket. The ball doesn't go in, so the foul is called. Foul is clearly having some kind of problem, Taj Green, as he's disappeared off to the locker room again. Possibly not to come back before the half with only 2:15 to go. He doesn't look hampered when he's on court, so perhaps...
Well, he's got 3 fouls, hasn't he? So if he needs some sort of medical attention, then...
Yeah, get it done now.
Yeah, it's a good take for him to go for.
Having said that, I'm not sure the physio's gone with him, but physio still looks as if she's on the bench there. Ricky McGill makes 2 of 2. 8 points personal. Bogarts brings it, gives it to Cambo.
Again, Hopkins doing a great job taking them out of their early offense.
Higgins kicks it back out to Cambo, attacks the basket and lays it in for 2. Is the basket good, or is it going to be a charge? Alex Dampier is not happy. He's saying the referee under the basket didn't call it at all.
Well, first of all, we need to see whether that was in the no charge area. Here we go.
Campbell comes inside. Nope,
Clearly,
definitely outside.
Definitely
that looks a good call to me.
Yeah. Definitely outside, and definitely the defensive player established.
So 39-34, 1:53 to go. Ricky McGill changes direction once again. Defoe to Johnson. Johnson will attack the basket. Back out to Defoe. Defoe from the three-point line. And in it goes. Excellent play by Jordan Johnson.
Yeah, you know, over the years, so many times we said Fletcher to Defoe.
Yeah.
Now it's Johnson to Defoe. Or
Yes.
McGill to Defoe.
Tumba back out to Higgins.
The key to all that is Defoe's ability to get open off the ball.
Anuski coming in strong there, knocks it in. Here's Hopkins. Yeah, there's that speed you were talking about, Dave. Got away very, very quickly. Great offense by Justin Hopkins, and a great finish, and was fouled, so he's got the chance of an extra one.
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking, the one who's missing tonight is Larry Austin Jr. He's normally the one who goes about 100 miles an hour in situations like that in transition.
Could almost be like, he's absolutely right, could almost be Larry Austin Jr. the way he's finished that. Definitely showing some ability. Misses the free throw though, second miss of the night from there. But the Eagles suddenly have a 7-point lead at 43-36. Not sure at the moment. That's what I was saying before when it was only a 3-point game. It felt as if the Eagles were more in control. Well, that's a nice turn by Norderman and a nice basket. And Darius Defoe.
Yeah, I mean, there was a little bit of concern, wasn't there, on Friday about Darius. He seemed to clutch his left calf at one point in the game, but certainly he seems to have recovered from that, and I think he'll be okay there. Yeah.
What happened was when he got knocked and he came down and he just hit the side of his head on Tumba's knee.
Yeah.
Accidental.
Yeah, Theo O'Reilly just didn't quite get from his off-ball position to on-ball defensive position quick enough. Pretty quick spin move there.
So we're inside the last minute of the half.
Nothelman, who's been one of their better offensive players this half.
Definitely has. See that in the stats at half time. Defoe from the elbow is good. Once again, Jordan Johnson, the provider.
Once again, Fletcher to Defoe.
Tumba into Norderman, leans into Riley. Riley doing as well as he can. Norderman,
yeah, great job there.
Yep. Bogarts was in. Tumba though very strong inside, lays it in for two.
Used his height well, didn't he?
5-point game, but the Eagles have got the last shot of the half. McGill's called it. Give the ball to Johnson. He's called the play. Johnson knows what's coming. So does McGill. And that's what's coming. It's going to be a 3-point shot. And unfortunately misses. Norderman takes the rebound. And that's all she wrote. A very, very entertaining, very even first half. Although the 5-point gap for me is probably just about right.
Yeah, I mean, I think the stats will show. We'll obviously come to stats in the fact that they've struggled a little bit from the perimeter. But I must say that everybody who, Theo O'Reilly there, Justin Hopkins in particular, he's come on and done a really good job in slowing down their transition and making them go into their half-court set.
Yeah, he's done very well, as Justin Hopkins shown his ability. Here's some highlights for you there. That was the first play of the game. Taj Green, and there's the block from Higgins. Yes, lovely ball movement by the Eagles, and that was a great steal by Cambo, but then Johnson turned around, picked the loose ball up and knocked down the three.
Yeah.
This is what Kevin Tumba's been doing nearly all night, blasting away inside and laying in for two. That was the one from Hopkins, which was exceptional play.
Yeah.
Here's Norderman, very impressed with him first half. This guy McGill though, and he set the ball up. The thing about the Eagles guards, they do their fair share of work at the defensive end as well. Get a lot of rebounds for guards.
Yeah, well, that's an example of what good backup there's been in terms of the Eagles trailing the play in transition.
There's a great block there that was Del Pesce's block. I think the next play was when he got picked up his third foul. There's Taj Green going at the other end. So you can see a lot of good inside play by both sides, but the Eagles just got the edge on the outside shooting, which gives them the chance to go inside like that because they have to respect their outside shot. Though you can see there, they're sitting right off there, Liege. But that was the fantastic rebound by Hopkins. There's Bogarts for three.
That's been one of their few successes from outside.
So there you have it. There's the half-time highlights, and what we'll do now is we'll have a 10-minute break or so, and then we'll come back with some stats for you. Enjoy your half-time break, and plenty more basketball to be played in this game, but at half-time, it's a Serios group, Newcastle Eagles 45, RWS Liege of Belgium 40.
Is watching basketball at 3 in the morning enough? No, of course not. So you always wanted to be part of the team. Your own basketball club. In your own backyard. What if I said you could? ENBL. 9 European countries, 15 pro teams, 60 games a season. The fastest growing basketball league in Europe. In the arena, on TV, or streaming live on your phone. Reach out to us and join the ENBL family. ENBL, right here in your backyard.
Serios Group Newcastle Eagles live in the ENBL. Brought to you by Serios Group and Newcastle International Airport.
Is watching basketball at 3 in the morning enough? No, of course not. So you always wanted to be part of the team. Your own basketball club. In your own backyard. What if I said you could? ENBL. 9 European countries, 15 pro teams, 60 games a season. The fastest growing basketball league in Europe. In the arena, on TV, or streaming live on your phone. Reach out to us and join the ENBL family. ENBL, right here in your backyard.
Serios Group Newcastle Eagles live in the ENBL. Brought to you by Serios Group and Newcastle International Airport.
I could even give you a rundown of some of. Okay, welcome back to the Virtue Motors Arena for the second half of tonight's European North Basketball League game. And there we go, there's your stats there for you, right in front. Liege shooting slightly the better, both from three-point range and from two overall, although Eagles are slightly better inside. Free throws very much. Rebounds though, 25-18. Assists, 11-12. Blocks 4-3, turnovers though, Liege 10 turnovers, Eagles only got 4 turnovers, which is very, very good indeed. Would you say anything on this, Dave?
Well, when I first looked at those stats, I'm thinking, why aren't the visitors ahead? Their stats are reasonably good, but look at the free throws, obviously clear advantage there at 4 points, and yet we've got a 5-point game. 4 of those points have come from the free throw line. So actually pretty even game. I thought they had a good spell midway through that second quarter, but I thought the Eagles finished that first half the stronger team, and that's what we would hope to see at the start of this second half.
Just having a look at the starting lineup, it's Lemaire, Bogart, Tumba, Anuski and Higgins for the visitors, and for the Eagles it's Johnson, Green, Delpesh, Defoe and McGill. I'll go through some of the individual scores when I get a chance, but we're just about to kick it off, and off we go with the Eagles on offense and a chance to look to see if they can get it to 7 or even possibly 8.
I think when Mark Stewart was seeing those rebound figures, that's why he's brought Delpesh on to start this second half instead of Kande. Yeah,
that's a good point. McGill for 3, it's just off. Defoe gets the long rebound and the Eagles reset. 14 seconds. Dampier looking very animated at this end. Of course, he's side on defense at his end this year. There's Noteman, who's just taken that rebound. That's his 6th rebound of the game. He's also got 9 points. He leads the scoring for Liege, along with Anuski, who's now going in on Green. Turns, and that's him, the first Belgian player to be in double figures. Takes him up to 11 points personal. Cuts the gap to 3 points. Kevin Tumba has also got 8 points for Liege and 10 rebounds. And that's pretty much the Liege, and Taj Green knocks a 3 down from the corner. That takes him up to 11 points personal, the second Eagle in double figures. Jordan Johnson has 15 points and 6 assists. Ricky McGill has 8 points and 5 assists. Bogarts gets in at the other end, drops the 2-point in.
Well, that's just 2 offences, 2 both scores in the paint for the visit.
Taj Green for 3 at the other end, doesn't make it. Talking to Eagles ex-assistant coach Dave Forrest at half-time, and he said of all the European games he's seen in this league, but before the Eagles, this is the one where he's seen, you definitely see the difference between two sides. One very much set up for height and inside play, and the other one speed on the offense and transition. I'll leave you to work out which side's which.
Well, I can tell you that the speed and transition is the Eagles, and the pounding it inside. We've already seen two baskets scored from them.
It's 48-44 as Eagles with Johnson. Also talking about this game, and obviously there's a lot of basketball still being played, and that's going to be a foul by Lemaire, and that's his 3rd. Johnson's just, it's just amazing, isn't he, pulling those fouls.
Well, you know, you can argue that he's taken them on 1-on-5 there, but at the end of the day, what he is doing, he does draw the defence around him, creating nice dishes off to people who are open. Unfortunately, on that situation there, A, the clock was running down, and B, there was nobody wide open on the wing.
Johnson goes to the line. 6 or 7. Jordan Johnson obviously leads the Eagles in scoring in this competition, averaging 19 points a game, but he's also averaging 6 assists a game, and he's pretty much done that already in this game. Those 2 free throws taking him to 17 points, and he's already got 6 assists.
Well, he's been money from the line, hasn't he? And he's been there regularly. Eagles 11 conversions from the free throw line in the first half, 4 more than Liege.
Higgins tried to force that pass into somebody who wasn't seeing any of it. Johnson could have another assist. Yeah, he does. Ricky McGill makes a 3-pointer from the corner, and that makes it the biggest lead of the night, I believe, at 9 points.
Yeah, and also it's good night if you leave McGill that wide open after one pass.
Here's Higgins going inside on Delpeche and manages to get the ball in off the glass. Nice play from Higgins.
Yeah, excellent finish.
But at the other end, here he goes again. Jordan Johnson. Speed to burn. Lays it in for 2.
And what was impressive, he ended up on the floor, but his recovery to get back on transition defence, something that let them down badly on Friday, had been really impressive tonight, the way they've got back on defence.
Bogarts gets to the basket. Delpeche had to step aside because he's on 3 fouls.
Total breakdown on defence there. Now that is going to be an interesting whether. I think it'll be just a common foul, but did he make any attempt to play the ball?
Well, you could say he didn't.
No, Matt Donald's decided. Referee Matt Donald decided out to pure, simple, common foul. I think that would have been a bit harsh.
Well, you can never tell sometimes in refereeing. Foul was called. Jordan Johnson wanted another foul there, but
well, they're playing incredibly. I mean, no.
11 points to gap now, 59-48. And they almost lost the ball there. Campbell shoots it from way downtown and gets it in.
Well, it was bound to drop for him sooner or later. He's certainly taken plenty tonight.
Oh, we almost got a steal there, but he has McGill to reply to the end. Doesn't make it. Higgins takes that rebound.
If you're going to take...
McGill low intercepts the pass. Throws it back out to Johnson for 3. Is no good. Taj Green, though, gets a really good hand in there. Fires the crowd up as he flicks it home. That actually is the 59th point for the Eagles there. It wasn't put up before, but it is now. Tumba right down low against Delpeche. The hook shot is good. He felt he was hit on the head, but referees called nothing.
Yeah. 2 bigs there, both in creating problems for the Eagles.
I'll tell you who is creating problems. Johnson and McGill. They simply don't seem to have any answer at all to Johnson and McGill, Liege. 61-53. Eagles got on the high side at the moment. Higgins thought about the 2, decided not to go. He's going to instead go in hard against Green. That's a nice move by Higgins. And the left-handed put back in.
Well, apart from that 3 by Campbell, I think every single got the done. Almost halfway through this quarter is the 2 bigs pounding away at the Eagles defence inside. They're almost not taking anything unless it's within 3 to 6 feet of the hoop.
Johnson will go to the basket, finds Delpesh for the flush.
So concerned there about Johnson's penetration that the guy who was marking Delpesh just looked at Johnson without even seeing where Delpesh was.
I just feel, my feeling is, and I know it's a long way to go. That's good play again inside by Higgins.
Who from the crowd, but I think if anything was going to be called out, it would have been a flop.
Yeah, it would have been. But yeah, you're pounding it inside. I just have a feeling.
It's without question is what is keeping them in touch.
Johnson to Defoe. Defoe knocks it down. Another assist for Jordan Johnson. It just feels to me at the moment is that the way Liege are playing, I know they're doing okay offensively inside, but the way they're playing defensively seems to be suiting the Eagles players.
Well, the face of this team that's got 4 people who can knock down the shot, the only one you would say would want to work near to the basket is Delpesh.
Campbell comes in and out, air ball, but Anuski gets the rebound and manages to puzzle his way inside. Yeah, was indeed against Taj Green. Just still the 6 points. Eagles up by 1 in this quarter. 3:42 to go.
Anuski suddenly seems to be becoming a factor here.
It's going to be a foul.
And I think that's the 4th. They've now got 2 players on 4 fouls.
Yeah, that was Campbell on 4, as well as Lemaire. And Campbell actually hasn't come out of the game though. It's Kevin Tumba that's come out along with Higgins. So it's Bogarts, Campbell, Kouassi, Anuski and Noterman. There's McGill. He's just got such a first test step. Gets to the basket and in it goes again. 67-59. Eagles up by 8. Here's Noterman, who did really well. Drops it off to Anuski, and that's a nice move as well by Anuski inside the paint and flushes it home.
Well, this is getting interesting. They're having a hard time with the Eagles guards. And the Eagles having a hard time with Liege's forwards.
And there's a double foul here. There's a foul. If that foul's been called on Campbell, that surely is his 5th foul. And then there's been a technical foul called on the bench. So yeah, Campbell.
Yeah, it is his 5th.
Yeah, when he got his 4th before, I couldn't understand why Damir didn't take him out. He's pointing at the board as if to say one side's full, the other one isn't.
But he's right, but in fairness, that 4-0 fraction is probably about right.
Well, you get the guards going inside the way they are. Just don't seem to be able to stop these guards from Newcastle at the moment. So Johnson with the technical free throw. Makes it, which is no surprise. It's 8 of 9 from the line.
Yeah, I mean, Liege's help defence tonight is being truly tested in this quarter because the guards are ruling the roost on the perimeter. They're setting up everything from the perimeter. They're breaking through that first line of defence, and that's what's pulling all these fouls on Liege, and that's why they're already in the penalty.
Jordan Johnson having a game. I'll tell you about it in a minute. Ricky McGill on the line for 2. He makes that one as well. Eagles shooting the ball well from the line at the moment. Of course, that'll be the commentator curse coming in.
Well, of course, I mean, the one thing we haven't mentioned tonight is in this European North pool, they only play each other once.
That's right.
So look at the draw tonight. It's very, very favourable for the Eagles.
So here's Higgins to reply. 2:50 to go. Eagles up by 9.
Whatever happens here, this is going to be recycled. Well, an outside shot, that's a surprise.
Johnson almost got the steal, but he just knocked the ball out of bounds. Yeah, Bogarts went for the 3. Good rebound by Higgins.
Yeah, and taking that outside shot, they're almost gambling that their forwards are going to be able to grab the offensive boards.
I think Mark Stuttle's running as long as he can with this. There's a 3-point shot from Anuski, and he's really heating up now.
Where has that been all game?
He's up to 18 points personal.
The hardest player to guard off a baseline out-of-bounds play is the person who inbounds the ball.
Another fantastic assist by Jordan Johnson. Malcolm Delpeche takes the ball and slams it home. Delpeche up to 6 points personal.
Yeah, if anything Delpeche does really well, it's roll into the basket for an alley-oop pass.
Massive Euro step from, well, that was just brilliant play all around by the Eagles. Justin Hopkins with the rebound and the pass to McGill, who was off and running. Darius Defoe trailed with him, put the ball into the next, and the timeout has been called by, I think, Liege.
Well, in fairness, I'm going to make a comment here, Jeff. I'm surprised that Liege haven't called a timeout before this point with only 2 minutes to go in this quarter. This game's been going away from them. I mean, fairness, you know, they really are doing the job inside. They've got, if not 2, they've got sometimes got 3 forwards in there trying to pound away and get inside the paint. But the Eagles really are dominating with this perimeter play from Johnson and McGill.
Eagles lead up to 74-64 with a shot to come for Darius Defoe. Just having a look at some of the stats here, right? So the Eagles, Ricky McGill, 17 points and 7 assists. Jordan Johnson, 22 points and 11 assists. Darius Defoe, 10 points. Taj Green, 13 points and 4 rebounds. And Malcolm Delpeche and Justin Hopkins from the bench both have 6 points. But Jordan Johnson, 22 points, 11 assists, 8 and 9 from the line. Where the Eagles have struggled is actually at the 3-point line, 6 of 22 there. For Liege, Anuski has 18 points and 5 rebounds. Higgins has 10 points and 4 rebounds. Kevin Tumba has 10 points and 11 rebounds. And Musa Noterman, 9 points and 5 rebounds. Darius Defoe with a chance to make his 11th point. His first trip to the free throw line tonight. He's good. Eagles 17 of 20 from the free throw line at the moment. Bogarts brings the ball up. Tries to work the player with Noterman. Recognised that he had a mismatch, but Hopkins stuck with him all the way. And Johnson came across to help. And between them, missed the shot. Johnson once again flicks it out. McGill, great one-handed pass to Defoe. If Defoe had finished that would have been a really, really good play. Delpeche took the rebound and was fouled. The Belgians are getting very upset by these foul counts.
Well, that was a clear foul, so there could be no complaints from Liege at all. And it was an unnecessary foul because Delpeche was looking to kick the ball out to the perimeter.
Yeah. Kwesi, that's his first. Delpeche makes the first. Makes them both. Not something Malcolm Delpeche does a lot, 2 from 2, but he has tonight.
I mean, Delpeche was always regarded as a safe pair, you know, if you're playing against Delpeche, put him on the free throw line, but that's not the case this year. He's been playing pretty well from the free throw line.
That's going to be a block on Hopkins. And I think one of Justin Hopkins' teammates from Team Newcastle didn't feel that was a foul. He's up right on the perimeter and asking the referee for the foul. I'm not sure who it was, but it was definitely one of the Team University players.
The most important thing is looking at the scoreboard there. They've picked up a lot of fouls this half, put the Eagles in the pen. That's the Eagles' first foul this quarter.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I think the Belgians were trying to point out, asking about the foul count. McGill, good defence. Nuski kicks it out. Bogart for 3 is no good. Malcolm Delpeche tries to get the rebound, does get the rebound, and great outlet play once again by the Eagles, and Ricky McGill lays it in for 2. Super performance in this quarter by the Eagles, has to be said. 79-64 now. They lead by 10 in this quarter, and we're inside the last minute. Referees are going to chalk it over.
I think they feel that there was some contact somewhere.
And yep, the ball has been given to the Eagles.
It's good to see referees consulting. The outcome is there was no contact.
End line ball is the Eagles at their own defensive end. Inside the last 50 seconds, here's Johnson setting off once again. It has to be a foul, that one. No chance at all. It's Delpeche trying to turn. Hit in mid-air.
Well, we've got a 15-point lead, and Liege continue to make this easy for the Eagles. That was a completely unnecessary foul on Delpeche.
Well, I think they've called for a review now. I'm not sure what they've called for the review for, whether they called for the review on the foul, or they're going to have a look to see whether it's an intentional foul, I think.
This is something we don't have in the British Basketball League.
So I think we think that they're having a look to see whether it's an unsportsmanlike foul. So this is what they're looking at, so to see whether or not the foul on Delpeche. We're going to have a look at it from quite a few angles. So it was a foul on Delpeche by. I don't think that.
That would be incredibly harsh if that was an unsportsmanlike foul.
I mean, he made contact when the ball wasn't there, but that's not.
No way.
Not for me, but I'm not the referee. Malcolm Delpeche making absolutely sure that the referee saw the foul, though.
But what is certain is it's a foul, and Delpeche has got the opportunity to extend this lead by another 2 points for the Eagles.
Just a normal foul.
Yeah.
But Delpeche still got 2 free throws up.
Well, we learn all the time, don't we? We learn now that we've got a review situation.
It's nice.
So who requested it?
They did. No, actually,
referees.
I think the referees just decided amongst themselves to go for it, have a look at it. Delpeche 3 of 3. 16 points, could be a 17.
Yeah, Delpeche is getting close to being, we don't put him on the line anymore. Oh, okay.
That's normally what I do.
Commentators curse. Normally it's you who's cursing them.
That's right. Still 3 or 4 though.
See, they're going with this Horns offense to try and set up the rotation that gets them inside.
And Nuski airballs it. And I think they feel that this was tipped. And it's the Liege ball. What should be remembered in this is if the Eagles were to win this and go to 3-2 with 2 games to come, one against the bottom side and another home game, that gives them an excellent chance of qualifying for the next round. That game against the bottom side, Kieler, that's next week in Latvia. Johnson just going to take the air out of this and go for one more shot. Well, to be fair, Delpeche was fouled there, but it wasn't called. Ricky McGill from way downtown, had that gone in, it would have counted. But what a quarter by the Eagles. 80 points to 64. They scored 35 points in that quarter against 24.
Yes, two completely contrasting styles. They're using this horn set where two players go on each elbow. They're using that to try and rotate the bigs to get inside to go for a high percentage 2-point shot. Meanwhile, the Eagles, who are not shooting well, I mean, that 6 for 25 figure you gave me is not what you would want from the 3-point line. But the work they're doing on the 3-point line with the penetration and finishing, the penetration and handoffs is causing Liege all sorts of problems.
I think as well, you're absolutely right, Dave, and I think the other stat, or three stats which stand out for me for the Eagles, they've got 20 assists, they've only got 4 turnovers, and they've got 6 steals as well.
Well, those 4 turnovers, that's an exceptional performance after 3 quarters.
And if you take care of the ball like that and dish the assists out of your end, that's going to help you an awful lot. Liege, by contrast, they have got only 2 assists less at 18, but they've got 14 turnovers.
Yeah.
Probably the biggest difference in the two games at the moment. Game's outstanding player at the moment would appear to be Jordan Johnson with 22 points and 12 assists.
I mean, in fairness, we're getting good performances all around from the Eagles. I think Darius Defoe is playing really smart. He's stretching the defence. He's a threat from outside. He knows when to roll to the basket. Johnson and McGill, as we say, are causing all sorts of problems with their penetration. They've just simply got to really work on realigning their defence and forcing them. They don't have to run them off the 3-point line because 6 for 25 is not a great start. They just have to cut down on the number of penetrating opportunities they're creating.
And the thing is, at the moment, if the Eagles can contain inside, Liege have only taken 13 3-point shots, so 5 of 13 for them. And they've only been to the line 9 times, and the Eagles have been to the line 24 times. It reflects the foul count. Lemaire back in.
Well, that's a kind of surprising stat when you consider how they're pounding the ball inside.
Anuski, Lemaire going for the left-handed 2-pointer from the elbow, makes it. Cuts it back. A lot of work to do, Liege, if they're going to get back into this game, particularly with McGill and Johnson around. Bogart on McGill. Bogart has had a bit of a nightmare on McGill all night, but that's a good rebound by Anuski. Anusic, I've been told. Well, I don't know. That's a nice play by inside by Norton.
That was a really good 2-man play.
Yeah, and Mark Stewart doesn't want much more of that, so he calls a timeout very, very quickly.
Well,
he's got all 3, of course.
I think that's an instincts timeout, isn't it?
Yeah. Saw 2 inside players by 2 different players and thought, yeah, let's not have any more of that.
Yeah, I think he didn't want them to give any chance at all to let them get back in the ascendancy in this game. I mean, that was probably one of their best plays of the night. Really nice early entry and an excellent little drop pass for the 2-man play inside.
Noterman goes up to 11 points personal. I'll tell you what, where we have, I know I was joking on about it in the first quarter. So Kevin Tumba had 8 rebounds by the end of the first quarter. He's now got 11. So he's going to have 3 through the next 2. So Eagles must have done something right there. Obviously he hasn't played as much.
Potentially better boxing out, or
I think so, probably.
Keeping him away from the boards. Or obviously Eagles scoring a lot more in this second half.
Well, it's just, for me, they just, Liege have really struggled against Johnson and McGill, which allows the rest of the Eagles to just give that supporting role, and they've done an excellent job of that. So it's a 4-point start. Yeah, Taj Green's now on the exercise bike, as you can see on there.
He's confusing us, isn't he?
Well, I think, to be fair, he has scored 13 points. He probably hasn't been as effective as Taj Green normally is, but 13 points is all right in the supporting role. This guy has been excellent tonight, Darius Defoe. That's his 13th point of the night. 6 from 11.
And a lot of them have been mid-range. You know, the Darius Defoe, who you know for just backing the defender down until he's got an easy layup or hook shot, he's not there tonight. Darius Defoe is stretching the defence.
Lemaire for 2 at the other end, because he's been sitting down for quite a while. Waterman and Defoe. Eagles looking into Dalpesh to Hopkins. Hopkins back out to Johnson. I think Johnson's going to have a go here. Well, offensive foul call, I think, on Jordan Johnson.
Well, that'll be interesting to see that one again, because I think...
Well, there you go, Dave.
Yeah, I think the first contact there is clearly from the defender, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, again, as commentators, we don't necessarily comment, but I think I would totally agree with you, Dave. He has Bogarts anyway, so it's a 12-point game. Liege looking, that's the inside ball to Tumba, but great deflection by Malcolm Delpesh.
Well, Delpesh is disappointed he didn't get the ball, but he shouldn't be disappointed because that was, as you said, excellent defence. He read where his offensive player was back cutting him. He followed it all the way, and he got a great hand on that lob pass.
So, yeah, we've got another review. I'm assuming this is a review for the out of bounds. Let's see what they're looking at rather than see the referees, but we wait. Here we go, yeah. So it's for the end line possession. Lemaire tries to find Tumba, and I think it's pretty clear that it looked as if Tumba touched that last. Delpesh gets a hand to it. It seems to push it onto Tumba to me.
Yeah.
This will be the angle. Delpesh gets a hand on it, and Tumba still tries to kill the air. I would say that is an Eagles ball. Pretty hard one to call, though, especially at full speed. Even at half speed, it's hard to see. But Delpesh's hand seems to come through Tumba's and deflects the ball onto Tumba, I would say. But I've got a feeling that they're going to stick with the original decision, or are they? Let's have a look. Well, they've made their decision. Yep, they've reviewed it and gone to the Eagles. I think that's a good decision.
It's a bit like VAR, that, isn't it? The way Kate indicated that, do the screen.
Yeah, it's nothing like VAR because they got it right.
Yeah, didn't take 3 minutes.
Exactly. So Eagles get the ball. McGill, Lemaire can't really do much other than stand off him because of the foul situation. It's in and out, and Higgins takes the rebound.
Well, I would say that was probably good judgment by the defensive play, because the Eagles are getting more production from penetrating than they are from shooting threes.
Higgins twists, turns round and fires in for 2, and suddenly it's a 10-point game.
And with 7.5 minutes to go, Eagles can't afford to relax and have one of their second half meltdowns. Keep doing.
This is what they've got to do, and that's exactly what they have to do. They've got to keep penetrating. It was an 8-2 run by Liege to start the final quarter, but Johnson just brings Eagles back into it. Tumba against Delpesh. I think Delpesh's defense today has been excellent. He might lose out here, but he's making the big fellas work so hard.
He overcomplicated that move.
But that's because of the work that Delpesh was doing, probably. Hopkins, just didn't get there. Tumba takes the rebound. Lemaire into Higgins. Darius Defoe. I think you've got to give the Eagles big some real, yeah, there you go. Defoe's defense on Higgins, and then Delpesh cleans up on the rebound. Excellent work by the two big fellas. 84-72, just over 6 minutes to play. Ricky McGill dancing into the middle, gets the nice little friendly roll as well. He's up to 21 points personal, needs one more assist for a double-double. Lemaire into Anuski. Oh, that's going to be a foul by Ricky McGill. Must have been close to a technical, I would have thought, for the way he threw the ball, but nope. Lemaire, the captain, is clearly not happy with the way that his players are setting up here. Bogarts comes round off the catch and shoot, misses the three. Hopkins takes a great rebound. McGill zooms in into Johnson so hard it nearly knocked him over. Johnson now plenty time to set up off the foot of Lemaire. Eagles get an extra second added onto the clock. McGill and Johnson are putting on a clinic, absolute clinic. How to work together in a backcourt. You've got to remember as well, I know Liege are missing 2 or 3 players, but the Eagles have got 5 senior players out in this game. Anusik makes the 2.
Yeah, there are times when switching defences really cause teams problems, but if the Eagles are going to keep switching on this, they're going to end up with a big on a small.
Johnson that time couldn't get it to fall. Someone took the rebound, sets it back up. We're down 14 points and we're halfway through the final period. Bogarts seems to be the only one who can shoot a 3, but that's a nice play by Bogarts as he got inside. And this time the foul is going to be on Hopkins. Extra shot.
People more and more, they're talking about people who slow down, Jeff, on going for layups. That was effective there because he looked like he was going to go full speed, and suddenly those 2 steps slowed him down, caught the defensive player out. So a lot of that in one of the British basketball games at the weekend.
Bogarts makes the extra 1.
And 11-point game, nearly 5 minutes to play. Eagles can't afford any let-up or any mistakes. Keep doing what's working for you. That's not it. Trying to dribble through 3 people.
Lemaire finds Bogarts, and Bogarts and Mark Stoughton will call a timeout almost immediately as they actually get back to within 9.
No, there's a fine line, isn't it, between over-dribbling and dribbling for penetration. That was there where he completely lost the handle on that there, and there was 3 defenders came in. Clear case for him trying to kick it out and dish it out, but he just lost the handle on the ball. And that's a single-digit lead.
Yeah.
And if they're going to keep pounding the ball inside, at the moment the Eagles have only got 2 fouls to give, and they, believe it or not, complete turnaround, are on 0 fouls for this quarter.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it, the way the game gets called at times, but I think that's a good timeout by Mark Stoughton. With Liege mounting the comeback. Remember, they were down by 16, so they've won this quarter, I think, by a clear, the 13 points to 8. And I think they scored the last 2 of it.
Yeah, in an ideal world, Coach Stoughton would have wanted to keep at 2 timeouts for any late situations in the game. So if you need to advance the ball, he could if it was very close at the end. But he didn't have any choice here. But, between them, they've got 3 timeouts left. They're on 0 fouls in this quarter.
Yeah, very strange. So it's a 15-point to 8 quarter so far in favour of Liege. Just showing some signs of recovery here.
Yeah, because the second half of that 3rd quarter seemed like a bit of a procession to the charity strike for the Eagles. But so far in this quarter, I don't think they've taken 1 free throw, have they?
No. Bogarts up to 12 points personal now. along with Higgins.
Right, very important now that the Eagles keep the space in.
McGill one-on-one with Lemaire. Johnson will go through the gap and will be fouled.
Well, I think Liege were guilty there of breakdown on defence because they thought they'd done the job on McGill. They thought him kicking it out to Johnson was a bit of a win, but far from it. Both of them defenders just flew. Nobody took responsibility for Johnson. Just two of them just flew at him.
Just as well, Liege actually thought about reviewing that play because they felt that the foul was Johnson's shot came well after the foul was called. Unusually for Jordan Johnson tonight, he's missed a free throw. Only the second one he's missed. He's 8 of 10. Well, he's got 28 points though.
And it takes the Eagles with just under 4 to play into a double-digit lead.
This guy's played well for the Belgians tonight. And that's going to be a foul by Darius Defoe. Played him really hard, but Anusik got to the basket. Didn't go in though, so it'll be 2 shots. He's got 20 points personal.
I mean, I know he hit that lovely 3 from the out-of-bounds play, but he's been far more effective, hasn't he, inside?
Makes the free throw. 3 of 3.
So any foul from the Eagles now on sends Liege to the free throw line.
Missed the second one. Taj Green, who's back on. Back off the bench, back on the court. Johnson to McGill. Lemaire not happy with the attention he received from Taj Green. Shaking his head, having a good look at everything. Johnson will go to the basket, finds Green. Green puts the ball. I thought he put the ball off Lemaire, but
I think Taj Green there was hoping to kick that ball out to Darius Defoe, but well read by the defensive player who got right into the passing lane.
So 10-point game. If Liege could get a score here,
well,
really put the cat amongst the pigeons.
It would, but what the Eagles need is another stop, but that's not going to happen because
it's a foul by Jordan Johnson. Yeah, I was going to say no, I'm not. No, or shall I? Well, I don't know. I was going to say the cat amongst the pigeons, or is it the cat amongst the Eagles? Foul by Jordan Johnson. Bogarts will go to the line.
He makes these two. This could be a tense last few minutes.
He's made the first. 13 points personal. He has made them both. It's an 8-point game, 90-82.
Got a friendly roll on the second one. Well, that was a really screen. Proper screen from Delpesh.
He absolutely levelled Bogart. Johnson for 3 is in and out. Tumba gets his 14th rebound of the game.
First time you've mentioned his name for a good while.
He has got 10 points and 14 rebounds, so he's done his usual thing. That's a nice turn inside. Can't make the layup though. And that will be an Eagles ball.
Yeah, clear. Whoa, wait a minute.
Well, yeah.
That looked absolutely like 100% Eagles.
Well,
no?
It's been reversed by
we are
McDonald.
100% wrong.
Just want to see whether it's going to be a replay of it.
Well, you've got to say the referees are in a better position to see that than we are.
Well, except that the referee who was in the closest position was the one that called it for the Eagles. Tumba with another rebound. Anusik goes into the basket and makes the 2.
Oh, great footwork.
And suddenly it is a 6-point game.
And Stutel feels he's got to take that third timeout now. Can't be worried about.
No, I think it's a technical foul. It's a technical foul on Mark Stutel.
First of all, I interpret that as a timeout.
No, it's a technical foul on Mark Stutel.
Well, I can't see what he had to complain about. That was a really, really strong move.
Bogart is good from the line
at the
again.
moment, things are just looking a little bit better for them. That's the second time they've had the friendly roll. brings it within 5. 2 minutes 30. 4 is a long time, as we know in basketball. Well,
Taj Green for 3 in the corner is good. That'll settle some nerves for the Eagles. Pushes it back up to 8 points with 2 minutes and 23 to go.
I'll tell you what, more than settling nerves, everybody in this building would be glad he didn't call that contact.
Yeah, the first contact. LeMay gets all the way to the basket, cuts it back again.
But Green's was a 3, I believe.
Yeah, so it's a 6-point gap. You'll trade 3s for 2s. Not always the percentage, but it was in this case inside the last 2 minutes. 93-87 to the Eagles. Johnson turns the corner. Higgins is called for the foul.
No, they're jumping bigs out onto Johnson, and every time they do that, they're making contact. Just keep your feet on the ground, slide over, cut him, keep him forced at the sidelines.
The third foul
But as we say, they've got, still got 2 to give. In fact, 3 to give before it's shots.
Johnson once again will attack the basket. This time his pass doesn't find Green.
Yeah, super defense.
We've talked, it's funny because we've talked a lot about both sides playing good defense, and yet the score is 93-87.
Yeah. You see NBA games where the score 130 and they talk about good defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Must they play extra minutes with Dave as well, don't forget. Eagles would like one good offense here. It's just down to 2 seconds. Johnson throws it up, doesn't make it. Taj Green almost put it back. 6-point game.
No, we're getting to that stage now, but I don't think they can rely on the referees to call much.
Ball bouncing all over, and it's Del Pesce comes away with it. That was an important one.
Yeah, it was, and to get it into Johnson's hand as well, because any contact now, and they've still got 2 to give, 3 to give actually, for the Eagles are shooting.
Johnson will go to the bucket. Back out into the 4 seconds on the shot clock. Darius Defoe puts up a bit of a Hail Mary. Taj Green gets the rebound. Excellent rebounding by Taj Green when it matters. He hasn't had as many rebounds as he normally would have, but that was
probably one of the most important rebounds in the game.
Darius Defoe unfortunately stepped
he looked well in bounds there, but obviously
he pulled his foot back. He's definitely out.
Yeah.
If he hadn't been given, I think Alex Dampier might have blown a gasket there because he was standing right next to Darius Defoe when he did it. So still a 6-point game. It's still interesting. 50 seconds.
Stop here would be huge for the Eagles. A basket would be big. A 3 would be huge for them.
Well, if it's going to be a 3, it would be Bogarts. So he's turned the corner, and Johnson, that's a foul.
Yeah, they're in the penalty, so he's going to the charity stripe.
9 seconds taken off the clock. If he makes these 2, it'll be a 4-point game. I think at the end of the third quarter, we weren't anticipating a 4-point game.
No. And it'll be interesting to see if he does score 2, whether Coach Stuttle uses his last time out or whether he keeps it.
It has to be said, though, that Bogarts has been excellent in this final quarter for Liege.
Yeah, he's had a good game. He's shown a lot of letters. Well, he's playing quite well. He's shown a lot of leadership as well.
5 of 5 from the free throw line as well. Make that 6 of 6, gets to the round.
Third time he's had the friendly roll.
Eagles inbound to McGill. Your question about Mark Stuttle, obviously decided not to call that.
They're sending all sorts of help, aren't they? But McGill's gone all the way.
That has to be a foul. Has to be a foul. Taj Green was winding up for the big finish to bring the house down and put the Eagles well and truly in front but he's missed it. Just have a look at it here. In he goes. Kevin Tumba with the foul. Kevin Tumba was trying to say that wasn't a foul. Well,
if it's in the scorebook, it's a foul. That's not going to change. And Taj Green, I've seen him quite often make 2 from 2. That would be a huge moment for the Eagles if that's what he delivers here.
And I think you've got to give Tosh Green a lot of credit here because he clearly isn't 100%. He's been back and forwards to the locker room, back and forwards to the exercise bike, but he has 16 points and 7 rebounds. In fact, when you look at the Eagles, you know, the starting 5, McGill's 21, Johnson 28, Green 16, DeFore 13, and then Malcolm Delpeche, who's come off the bench with 9 points, all done an excellent job. And you've got to give big shout out to Justin Hopkins as well. 6 points, 5 rebounds in 20 minutes in his first game at this level.
I was just going to say that I think Delpeche and Hopkins' contributions in the circumstances have been immense.
Not the usual big crowd in the Eagles room at night, but they're still making plenty noise. Of course, always tough on a Tuesday night with Storm. I can't remember, is it Storm Joyce or Joycey or something at the moment? I can't remember which one it's called now. Anyway,
Jocelyn, I believe.
Jocelyn, is it? All right. Well, it's Storm something anyway, isn't it? Storm Green it is for Eagles. It's the first.
Yeah.
He must be one of the best free throw shooters for his size in the league. He'll miss this one, I've said that. He's 5 of 5 tonight. Green is 6 from 6 and
oh, ye of little faith.
well, I wasn't of little faith, I just thought I went into the commentator's curse. So stick around at the end of the game as well, because we will have game highlights and the stats. Lamere for 3, knocks it down. They're just not going away, are they? 95-92, 3 points, 20.3 left. Oh, that's it. Well, he had a foul. Really.
Yeah, but what was in the Eagles' favour there is they were only on 3 team fouls, so this wasn't going to put anybody on the line, which is what they were hoping for, to give them a chance to get the ball back for the last possession.
17.5, 95-92. Somehow they've pulled 13 points back in this quarter, Liege. Pretty much led by Bogart.
And we're having another review.
We're having another review, yeah. Well, now that they've found the review machine, they seem to quite like it. Of course, the thing about doing the review means that the referees can get even more of the limelight because they put the cameras on them. So what they're looking for here is the ball goes in. I think, are they looking for, well, I know what they're looking for, but but that never gets called normally, does it?
Well, you know, you could argue we made no attempt to play the ball, but that was far removed from an unsportsmanlike foul.
This is just a tap, isn't it, really? Having a good long look at it, though.
Well, if the review doesn't seal the Eagles' fate, that might, because pretty sure that was a technical.
It was a technical, I think, on Kevin Tumber, I believe.
Why on earth would you want to get a technical with 18.9 seconds on the clock? You're only 3 down. If the Eagles miss both free throws, you have a chance to tie the game. Now we've got a situation where they'll most likely put McGill or Johnson on the line for this technical free throw. They'll get the ball back. They'll put themselves in a silly position for that foul.
Well, the Eagles
may have been strong feelings about the call. There may have been all sorts, but you've got to remain professional in these situations.
So Ricky McGill will shoot the technical free throw and makes it. And it's not 2 shots, is it? It's because they're not
because
penalty.
they weren't in the
penalty. Yeah, absolutely.
It was the technical that put them into 5. So the actual foul was only the 4.
Yeah. And of course, that technical makes it a 4-point game.
Yeah, and now they have no choice but to foul because it's the only way they're going to get the ball back.
And they are in the penalty now.
Yeah.
So 96-92. Johnson inbounds to McGill. McGill Well, does a good job, McGill. Nice bit of sportsmanship there by Lemaire. Gives Ricky McGill and Jordan Johnson a tap to say thank you very much. Ricky McGill has been perfect from the line so far.
That's their second player to foul out.
Yeah, Bogarts, who's been probably their best player in this quarter. It's 15.1, 96-92, and 100% free throw shooter on the line. Makes the first. 23 points personal. He's got 11 assists as well, so he's got a double-double as well. Two players, McGill and Johnson, with, well, if McGill makes this, he's got 24 points and 11 assists. Johnson's got 28 points and 13 assists.
Liege coach used his last time out.
Yeah, he had to win. He had no choice.
Yeah, no choice. Quick three, quick foul. Who knows where we'll go from there? But I think the end result of this will be an Eagles win. And if that's the case, I do believe that they've edged it, they've deserved it, despite the fact that I think that Liege have made a pretty good job of a comeback in the final quarter.
Tell you what, Dave, though, it's been a really good game. Two very contrasting styles.
It's been a very, very interesting game. Not masses of ball movement to get everybody excited about, but both teams playing to what they believe are the strengths. In terms of the Eagles, those two players have created havoc with their perimeter base moves. Everything has started for them on the perimeter. They've found all sorts of different ways to get the ball inside and try and make all their points in the paint. But in the end, I'm expecting that very shortly we'll be able to say that the play of McGill and Johnson have just been that little bit too much for Liege.
Yeah, 52 points between the two of them and 24 assists.
And again, you've mentioned this already, and I backed it up, and Eagles are short-handed. Didn't work for them on Friday with being short-handed, but that was more down to a collapse in the first half than anything fatigue-wise in the second. But the contribution from Delpeche and Hopkins, I think, has been very important tonight.
Ricky McGill.
And now it is beyond doubt.
Yeah, Ricky McGill it was. Great defensive stand by the Eagles on that play. Liege tried to go inside. And that's the third Liege player to foul out tonight.
I think if you were to say to me, well, come on, Dave, this is time when you name your man of the match, as we've got used to this year, I might have to consider it being shared.
Well, if you look at it, I wouldn't disagree with you. And Ricky McGill will have, if he makes both of these, will have 26 points, 11 assists and 4 steals. Jordan Johnson has 28 points, 13 assists.
I think that 13 assists might. Oh dear.
And he's missed the layup, and that's it, we'll call it. And that's a heck of a win. That is a heck of a win for Newcastle. That's 100-92. That takes them to a 3-2 record with 2 games left to play. They go to Kila in Latvia next week, who are bottom of the table and haven't won a game, and then they play at home to Zastel, the Polish side, who are doing very well, but they have to come here. So Eagles now moving to 3-2 have got an excellent chance of moving forward. The Belgians move to 4-2. They've got one home game to come.
And it's probably good that the easier, on paper, easier game is away, and the big one has got the benefit of the home draw. Now, let's just get all the viewers and the listeners thingy. So it's the first 4, top 4, is it, that go into a playoff situation?
Yeah. So if you finish 4th in your group, you play the top one from the other group. That's the way it works. Right. And it says no head-to-head, but that's a really, really top win by the Eagles. 100-92. That's the final score. probably going to put a few highlights up and possibly put some stats on, but the important stat, the only stat that really has some highlights, is McGill to Green.
Yeah, that curl play off that back screen, superb way to start the second half.
And there's Tumba, who did a lot of work inside, finished with, I think Kevin Tumba finished with 10 points and 16 rebounds. What they do as well is Anuski for Liege is definitely the MVP for Liege. He had 23 points and 7 rebounds. He's waiting at half court to receive his little award. And I think the dispute now is what Dave said. Dave said he would have given it a joint one, but they can't do that in here. So will it be McGill or will it be Johnson?
I feel that 13 assists, I think, just swings it in Johnson's favour.
Yeah, it seems to be that they're calling for Johnson. It is Jordan Johnson, 28 points and 13 assists. He gets the MVP tonight, along with E.J. Anuski, who had 23 points and 7 rebounds for Liege. They are the two recipients of the MVP goodie baskets. As you're watching the highlights, there's Del Pesce's flash. But I think what you can say quite clearly, that 192, that was a really good game.
Yeah, it was. Very entertaining game, very, very catchy at times, but also pretty tactical, some interesting tactical things there. And no question, in the end, the Eagles deserved that win.
3 players fouling out for Liege, and a lot of blue dots on their board. Eagles probably just showed a little bit more discipline as well. But it's been one of those games where you look at it, at the end it's nice because everybody shakes hands and walks away. Just watching some of the highlights of the game, this is towards the end when Lemaire made the 3 and the Eagles there on court warming down. Just getting themselves sorted out. There's Ricky McGill being featured. Excellent win for the Eagles, especially after going out with the trophy on Friday night.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're going to stay in European mode because they go to play a European game before playing the British Basketball League game. And I think what they'll be hoping for more than anything else is that there's no more injuries tonight and that some of these people start to recover.
For me, the stats that stand out: 24 assists against only 9 turnovers, 8 steals. They had 22 assists, but they had 16 turnovers. And the free throw shooting of the Eagles, 27 of 32 against 14 of 17. I think those are the ones where you can look and say the rest are pretty much, I mean, they actually out-rebounded the Eagles, which is not a surprise because they played a lot of football. But I think the steals and the assist to turnover ratio are probably the biggest thing.
You know,
and the free throws.
Free throws won the game.
Yeah.
But I think that's too easy a thing to say. They earned those free throws with the play from Johnson and McGill.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you foul those two, you're sending 2 very good free throw shooters to the line. So, we'll probably be back for the last game of the group, hopefully when Zastel Gora of Poland come to Newcastle. If Newcastle can get a win next week in Kila in Latvia, that would really set them up for that game with a really excellent chance of qualifying for the next round, possibly even in the top 2 positions, who knows. But from Dave and myself, I think we will call that a night. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as we did. Win for the Serios group, Newcastle Eagles, in the European North Basketball League by 100 points to 92 from RWS Liege.
Is watching basketball at 3 in the morning enough? No, of course not. So you always wanted to be part of the team. Your own basketball club in your own backyard. What if I said you could? ENBL. 9 European countries, 15 pro teams, 60 games a season. The fastest growing basketball league in Europe. In the arena, on TV, or streaming live on your phone. Reach out to us and join the ENBL family. ENBL, right here in your backyard.
Serios Group Newcastle Eagles live in the ENBL. Brought to you by Serios Group and Newcastle International Airport.